Here we go. Hey, how's everybody doing? So glad you could join us. I was a little late. Was having a little bit of a difficulty getting the camera on. So I'm so glad that everybody could join us. We've got Brent here with us from Bring Your Own Tools, and everybody knows Mitch Couch from TikTok. He's here, and we're going to answer your questions. But first, let's find out where people are, and then we're going to tell you how you can win. We're going to give away a circular saw every 10 minutes. Brent's going to bring everybody up to speed about the process, how you get entered, and we're going to be giving them away online during the live stream, okay? But first, let's just find out where everybody is. Chime in, tell us who you are and where you're chiming in from.
Our first one from Tuscan. And we got Arkansas.
We got Tennessee here. Okay. We got Pennsylvania. They're not watching the Steelers game. The Steelers are on right now. Okay.
That's a good sign for us.
We got Illinois. Who else we got in the room?
We got Cali.
Oh, there's Canada.
Nova Scotia. Okay.
Again, they're all over the place.
We got New Mexico. Linda, how you doing? How you doing, Linda?
We got Louisiana.
San Diego. Oh, San Diego. My heart goes out to San Diego, dude. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, guys. I had to get a hat just like Brent.
Party.
Oh, there's San Diego. Awesome.
California.
Oh, there's another close to me, Fontana.
We got Michigan.
All right.
I've got a cousin up there.
Oh, Diane doesn't want to watch the Steelers. Okay, Diane, I'm with you there. I'm with you on that one. Okay,
it's a rough year. They're not used to it.
Oh, Jughead says, go Colts. All right. Let's do one more. Couple more. Let's just do a couple more.
Well, we have to get a Washington State, okay?
There we go. Finally, a Washington State. That's awesome. Up in Brent's neck of the woods there.
That's right.
Oh, wow. Got a neighbor here. We got a... Well, wait a second. What happened there?
Well, I do agree everyone's great. Yeah.
Oh, did you get Washington?
Yep.
We did have Washington. Oh, there's somebody from Arizona. It's probably warm over there right now.
Okay, folks, that's it. So let's do this. Let's do this, folks. Brent's going to explain the tool giveaway, what we're giving away, how you can enter, and just Brent, just take it away.
Yes. Well, it has been a little while since we had the happy hour special, and we figured why not do a little Festivus, especially with the fact that it's the end of the year. So we're going to be giving away a skill circular saw every 10 minutes. So not just one for the entire show. Every 10 minutes, we're going to ring that bell and say, hey, it's time to give out another saw.
Okay, Brent, but how can they win? How do they enter?
That's the next part. So if you want to win, you just need to make sure you provide some type of comment in the comment section. It doesn't have to be anything in particular. Just make a comment in that section, and we'll be randomly choosing a winner within the next 10 minutes.
Okay, and so when they're selected, whoever gets selected, that's the first 10 minutes, then they have to send you what?
Yep, I will be then presenting you with my email address that you can email me, and we'll make sure to get your name as well as address. That's all we need.
Okay, folks, but I want to say this. You have to be present to win. You have to be on the live stream right now to take part. Now, we are going to also be answering people's home improvement questions. So I suggest that if you have a question for myself or Mitch or Brent, you have to use a hashtag first. Otherwise, we won't be able to distinguish between questions and people just, chiming in for the contest. So just make certain that you use that hashtag for questions. So let's get started.
Well, how about this, Leah? Since it has been a while since we've seen each other and done this, while people are piping in with questions, I want to know, how are things going with the house? Because I haven't seen your amazing face lately, as well as Mitch's.
Oh man, that's really sweet of you to be
That is
asking
awesome.
that. Okay, and then you can tell us about your new one. Your new one there at
Yes.
home. Yeah, yeah. Well, here's the thing. The ugly house is coming along, and I got to tell you, it's starting to look really beautiful. I'm really, really proud of the accomplishments that have been made thus far. It's turning out to be a swan. I'm telling you, it's going from ugly duckling to swan. You know, I had Mitch came down. Mitch came down during the summer, along with a few other YouTube buddies of mine, and we worked like crazy around the place for about 4 or 5 days, and made a big dent, didn't we, Mitch? We made a big dent.
Yeah, I gotta say, I was so excited. I've never been to Florida before. And I remember I get on the plane, but I step off the plane in Florida. And you know what hit me? Humidity. Right there. Boom. It just hit me.
It does.
It was awesome. I was like, it's humid everywhere. But everybody, I got to tell you guys real quick. I'm driving with Leah and a couple of YouTubers, and we're going down to the ugly house. And I'm just looking around. I'm like, Leah, it's so beautiful here. It's so green, and there's ponds everywhere. And Leah says, Mitch, I got to warn you. Every body of water you see, even if it's on a golf course, has an alligator in it. And I was like, wait, what?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so no skinny dipping for Mitch.
So what about you, Mitch? What have you been up to?
Oh, I have been busy. I haven't put the video out yet, but I made a huge sign for my local city. They have a festival every year called the Winter Wonderland. And I made these signs, these marquee signs, and it is 44 foot long, 4 foot tall, and it took every spare minute for almost 2 months to make, and it turned out great. And the city honored me last night at a dinner, and it was just wonderful. It was just wonderful. So I'm gonna get the video up, but everything's been going great, just making projects and stuff. So yeah, it's been great. Yeah, got an award.
Congratulations. And
thank you.
my buddy, what's up, man? What's up?
Sorry, you're breaking up a little bit, Leah. What was that?
Can you hear me now? What's going on with you, Brent?
So lately, everything's been great. We've had the most successful year to date with BYOT, and the big milestone as of lately was the YouTube channel just reached 100 million views on YouTube, which is pretty incredible to think about where we started back in 2016 to where it is now. It's been truly an amazing journey, and it's fun to see where the channel has grown, and we'll see where it goes from here.
Well, congratulations, my friend.
Thank
This
you.
is what I think. I think before we take a question, it's been about 10 minutes. Let's give away a circular saw.
Okay. I guess let's give us, it's almost 10 minutes. How about we give it, I'll get everything ready to go, and I'll make sure it's to select the winner at random. And then once it hits 10, I'll let everyone know, and we'll let everyone know who the winner is.
Okay, listen, folks, if you're just joining us, we're giving away a circular saw every 10 minutes during the live stream. But you've got to comment in the comments, because that's where Brent's going to be selecting a winner by random. So you've got to make a comment. It can be anything. It can be how you doing, Leah, how you doing, Brent, how you doing, Mitch, whatever it is that you want to say, or you can ask a question.
Oh, Leah's breaking up a little bit.
Uh-oh. We're losing her.
Hold on, everybody. We're going to get Leah back here in just a little bit.
Leah, you okay? Or you frozen?
Oh, no, we lost her. She'll come back on in just a little bit.
I love how we're getting little snippets of her trying to
I
talk.
know. She probably just gave the best advice of her life to the viewers, and we missed it.
She'll have to bring it back. Okay, well, Leah, how about we try, and since it's 10 minutes now, how about we reconnect with her once she comes back in, and we
Okay.
will make sure that we bring her back. But it's been 10 minutes. We're giving out a skill saw. So the winner of our first skill circular saw today is Marcus Pullen. Marcus Pullen, you are the lucky winner of our first skill saw today. And if you would like to email me, please email me at. Sorry, let me just create a little banner here.
Yep. Marcus, congratulations.
I'm going to edit this since this was an old one, but I will make sure and save show. There we go. So go ahead and email me at brent@bywtools.me, and I will just make sure you provide your name, full name, as well as your proper mailing address, and we'll make sure it gets taken care of and sent out to you. Well, not sure.
Yep.
I don't know if it'll be there before Christmas, but it'll get out there.
Yep. Congratulations, Marcus. And don't forget, we're doing this every 10 minutes. Is that right?
That's right. Every 10 minutes. So we're up. You know, we're already 1 minute in. So make sure everyone make those comments, and we will make sure and get another skill saw out here in the next 8.5 minutes or so. Okay, so Leah is still having a little technical difficulties. It sounds like there is a Florida storm going on, of course, shockingly.
Oh, yeah.
But how about, Mitch, how about we start taking a few questions?
Let's do that.
Specifically, some construction questions. Oh, I saw this for the first time, and I feel like this would be a really fun one to hear from you as well as myself. So, do you have any projects that you regret doing? Any projects you regret doing?
Oh no, I'm getting triggered.
Okay,
I'm going back to nightmares.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Okay, any projects to regret doing? Okay, so 16 years as a contractor, you're going to have those projects that just don't go right. There was a time I got hired to do, oh my gosh, handrails. Okay. In the Portland area where I was at, we do handrails. These people had a hallway, that went all the way across an open entryway and the stairs going down. They said, hey, we'd like some new handrails. And oh boy, no matter what we did or whatever we did, either the wood didn't look right, the stain didn't look right, it wasn't spaced right, nothing was right. So handrail jobs only take a few days, and 30 days in, the handrails are still not done. And it was one of those jobs where we had to walk away. We had to say, okay, we're not the team for you, and bless those that come in after us and want to do this job. So that was one of the biggest regrets. Oh my gosh. Another job I had was, here's the thing. I don't like the color red. And I know that sounds weird. Red is a hard color to paint. Okay. A lot of people don't realize that. A lot of the pigment or whatever makes up the color red, you have to put multiple coats on. So I remember one time I got this job, and it was, can you just paint my front door? I bid $200. I'll have it done in a day. Oh, are we getting Leah back?
Now what?
Hey,
there she is.
We go. Hey,
okay, let me take this off.
Even a better picture too. Look at that.
Well,
oh, much better picture. She doesn't realize she's probably on.
No, I think can you hear us, Leah?
I went on the phone. I'm on the phone.
Okay. Perfect.
Oh, you look great.
Anyways, Leah, we took the first question while you were gone, as well as awarded the first circular saw. So we are on to the next one here in another 6 minutes. But first off, are there any projects you regret doing?
Same reaction I gave. Oh yeah. Do you have any, Leah?
It's on a delay. Okay. How can we take that off the delay? Hold on, fellas.
Okay.
Okay. So here's the thing. I'm working on a ceramic floor. I'm laying a ceramic floor. I just got finished laying it. And I got to tell you, it is just the messiest job. It's not quite what I remember. It's been about a year since I've laid a ceramic floor, and this floor is huge. And I got to tell you, I think maybe I should have gone with something else, like a rubber floor, because it leads out to the pool. So yeah, so that's a project that I regret. This recent one, laying the ceramic floor. So there you go.
There we go. Okay.
Wow.
Should we get to
What about
someone's
you,
question?
Brett? What about you? Anything?
Oh,
Any
okay.
regrets?
I'll give one. Well, there's so many, of course.
I know.
No, so the one that comes to mind as of right now, just because it's a conversation with my wife right now, is the fact that I remodeled my entire house before she ever moved in, at least the vast majority. And the master bathroom I fully remodeled, and it was a travesty of what it looked like before to what it is now is much better. However, there were a few items that I definitely regret doing, like this unique beadboard. And then I tried to get fancy with the tile in the shower. And I really wish, now looking back on it, that I was actually a little bit more subdued in my style choices because they all conflict with each other. And now my wife wants me to redo our master bathroom, which I understand why. It's just like, oh, I already did all this work myself. I'm doing it again. But you live and you learn. There you go.
Yes. Yes. I noticed that when there's when there's two people making a decision on remodeling, which I've done hundreds of remodels through my career, make sure it's in writing because it will change all the way through the remodel. So, I mean, I've changed where we put tile up in a shower all the way to the top, and they stood back and looked at it and said, no, that doesn't look good. Take it down. We'll do it again. And I'm like, oh, you could have told me when the first, second, or third tile went up, but they waited till we were done. So, yeah, there's going to be regrets, just like life. Sometimes there's regrets.
There you go. Should we
What's next,
take another
Brett?
question?
Let's do it.
The toilet overflowed and the baseboard pulled away from the wall a little bit. As in, are we trying to figure out what to do, as in replace it, or how to fix it? So any suggestions?
Well, the question is how to make the repair.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say, yeah, what in your general opinion would be the proper way to repair it? Whether it's removing all of it or trying to repair what's existing.
Well, I'll tell you what, I would remove all of the baseboard that was near the toilet. And if it's drywall, you want to remove, the section that got damp. Because drywall, it sops up water like a sponge. It's not like plaster. If it's plaster, you're okay. But if it's drywall, cut out the bad section of drywall and also replace the baseboard. So there you go.
Yeah, I agree. Especially when there's water intrusion, you want to just rip stuff out, because the last thing you want to worry about is something that's building up on the backside because it didn't dry properly.
That's just it. You may not see black mold on the front of the drywall, but it very well could be on the back. You'd never see it, and it would be there. So what else we got? What do we got going on?
As far as question goes?
Yeah. Hey, Ralph, thanks a lot. I'm glad you like the ticking stick.
Oh, the ticking stick. Yes.
The famous ticking stick. I love that.
Brent, I don't think that I can access the question, so it's all up to you, buddy.
Oh yeah, I'll keep it going. So next question is latest way, the way to get popcorn off the ceiling.
Don't you just hate that popcorn?
It depends if it's painted or not.
You know what? You're right about that.
Item.
That's right. That makes a big, big difference. And so, go ahead, Mitch. I mean, go ahead, Brent.
I was just cringing. I've done many jobs where you get the popcorn off the ceiling. This is actually a question that came up, I think, almost a year ago. with the three of us before, and it has to do with
Yeah.
popcorns. And Leah, she said it right back then, even a year ago. If it's painted, you're not going to get the water up there. You're not going to soak it. That's the problem. We want to get it wet. Once it gets wet, it's going to come off. You can scrape it off. Give it a soaking. Let it sit a little bit. It's going to come off. It's a
But
messy.
test it.
Yep. Test it. Oh, yes. Yes. Test it first. Okay. So what do we mean by testing? We got to make sure it doesn't have lead in it. Is that correct? Or no, asbestos. Asbestos. Sorry. So you can take a quick sample in. There's a lot of testing centers around. All you got to do is look for asbestos testing center, take in a little sample. I know when I was up in Portland, they had them. They would have the results in 24 hours. It's a messy job. You've
It's
got to get some
messy.
plastic. Yep. Get some plastic, put it all around your floors. But here's the thing. Once you get it off, it's going to look great. You can redo it, redo the texture, and you'll never regret it. Okay? So...
Agreed.
I agree with that.
So we're past our 10-minute mark. So another skill circular saw is on its way to Blue Ridge Dirt. Blue Ridge Dirt, you are our next winner. And again, make sure if you want to win, or you did win, if you want the circular saw, make sure you email me at Brent at BYOTools.me. Make sure you email me that, your full name as well as your address, and we'll make sure it gets shipped out to you.
Okay, folks, if you're just joining the live stream, I want to just, let people know what's going on. We're giving away a circular saw every 10 minutes. Now, to be entered, you have to comment. You can say anything. You can just say, hi, fellas, how you doing? Hi, Leah, what's going on? You can tell us where you're watching from, what city or country, whatever you want to say. But it's got to be in the comments because Brent is selecting a name at random every 10 minutes, and we're giving away a circular saw. Now, if you have a question that you would like to ask us, a home improvement question, just put a hashtag in front of the question so we can distinguish between talk in the room, people entering the contest, and an actual question. So just put that hashtag there. Brent, what's the next question? What do we got?
Next question is kind of a fun question. What is your favorite tool that you own?
It's got to be the table saw. I mean, I love woodworking, and without a table saw, there's so much I couldn't do. So that's it for me, fellas. I love my table saw.
How about you, Mitch?
Wood lathe. Once you go lathe, you'll never go back.
That's funny. That's funny.
Once you start turning on the lathe, oh my gosh, you turn your first bowl, you turn your first vase, all that stuff. You're like, oh my gosh, I could do this the rest of my life. And like Leah, I love woodworking. In fact, I was rushing to finish a project just to jump on this live stream. A shoe holder that I was making for the front door, made out of wood. I love it. Yep. But that's my favorite tool. But Brent, what is your favorite tool?
I always go with the multi-tool, oscillating
yeah.
multi-tool, just because it's so versatile. It's gotten me out of so many unique jams where I was like, how am I going to do this if I didn't have this tool? And it's always so handy on a job site.
Yeah. Yep. That multi-tool comes in so handy when you're laying flooring. You cannot do it without the multi-tool. Yep.
Seriously.
What do we got next, Brent?
Next question. Having joint tape peeling at wall to ceiling, how to repair this?
I wonder if it's truss lift.
Yep, truss lift.
That's what it sounds like it is, because it's the ceiling and the wall. So that's a little tricky. But what I will say is, if it isn't truss lift, then my guess is the tape wasn't bedded in the bedding coat well enough. You had a lot of dry areas. So I would just pull the tape and remud and retape.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's what I would do.
Wholeheartedly agree. Yeah, you got to pull the tape off. Unfortunately, it's one of those things you got to start over again. Just go ahead and pull it off. Yep. And it's one of the most annoying things on there.
Mm-hmm. This is kind of a unique question that I haven't come across in our channels before, so I figured I'd bring it up. I have got a serious question for all of you guys on the panel and whoever else. It's the golden question for every handy person. How do we price? I tend to want at least $50 an hour. Thoughts?
Yeah, well, that's what you have to do. You have to determine what you think your time is worth by the hour, and then add, a little bit to it, so you don't get burned when it comes to jobs that run longer than you anticipated. So that's generally when I did contracting, because it's been, a few years for me. That's how I would do it. I determined what I was worth an hour, and only people know what they think their time is worth. And then you would add just something on top of that, like I said, so that you don't get burned by a job that goes south.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the nice thing is that the market will really dictate what you can get away with, because especially depending on the area, your dollar rate could vary drastically from Ohio to California. So there's drastic differences based upon just where you live, but there's also just, are you busy? Are people calling? What are the people that are out in front of Home Depot charging? Because around me, if you go to those people, they're gonna ask at least $20 an hour to $25 an hour, and that's gonna be the bottom tier of what you're gonna be paying an hour for labor, which in my area is definitely understandable for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
Next question. How to repair mortar under a tile countertop repair. I removed a sink that was tiled in and need to replace the tile so I can put in a drop-in stainless. Any thoughts on that one?
It kind of depends on how bad the damage is, where the damage is, and whether or not you would be better served to install a new countertop. See, it's kind of hard to answer certain questions because I don't know the extent of the damage. It could be something really, really minor and easily repaired, but not seeing it makes it a little difficult to really give you solid advice.
Yep. Yeah.
Maybe provide a little bit more information. I can try and get back to the question.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on you there. Okay.
So, what type of caulk do you use around rock, home, cement, windows? Question. There's a lot of caulks out there as well as sealants.
Yep.
Brent, you just did something on sealants. Didn't you? Oh, no, you did something on expanding foam. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. A little different, but also still handy.
Mitch, what do you think?
Tell you what, when it comes to caulking, I put a lot of trust into the brands and what they say their sealant is for. So Windows, you're going to get DAP. You're going to get all those guys that are going to say use for Windows. They're going to say some that goes around doors and outside, exterior, interior only. Trust the brand. And I know people say, oh, there's some brands that are better than others. The way you trust how much is better than the other, and I hate to say this, it's based on price. What is the price of the product that you're using? The reason you want to be careful and make sure, so you can be caulking around your house and you can have 3 different types of caulking. The reason you want to use something different around windows, outside, inside, some expand, some contract. If it's in the wrong area, maybe it's not good for moisture. It all depends. And it depends what's in the product. Maybe it has some silicone. Maybe it doesn't paint over as well. So each one of these that you have a question on, check the brand out, okay? See what they say. Perfect for windows. Perfect for this. Perfect for that, okay? If you go to any of the big box stores, you're going to see them. And people don't realize another place to get great caulking is to go to a paint store. They're going to sell, and they have them all there. And then that way, if you go to a basic paint store like Sherwin-Williams or anything like that, those guys there are going to help you out, the people that run the store, and they're very knowledgeable on that.
Hey, Brent, where do we stand with are we past the 10-minute mark?
We're almost there. In
Oh.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Okay, the next winner of our contest for our skill circular saw is Judge Head Jones. There you go. You are the winner of the next skill circular saw. So if you'd like the saw itself, make sure you email me at brent@bwowtools.me. Make sure you email me your full name as well as address you want it sent to, and we'll make sure it gets sent out to you. And then again, everyone, if you want to enter, just make sure you provide some type of comment in the comment section, and you will be randomly selected every 10 minutes.
All right, folks, let's get back to the questions. Let's try to get as many in as we can before the live stream is over.
Here, this is a good one, / someone I think everyone can appreciate. Are there any specific brands of toilets that you suggest that you always have relied on in the past? Like a Toto?
What about you, Brent? You haven't answered a question for a while.
That's because I'm trying to do multiple things. As in
Yeah,
finding
he is.
questions and then also making sure we have proper winners. So I'm doing all the back end right now.
I've been really pleased with Champion.
I'm amazed at what he's doing there. He is running the show here and everything. So he's doing
Sorry about that, Brent. Sorry about putting you on the spot like that. But the truth
I will
is,
try and pipe up as much as I possibly can.
I like the Champion series, and because those toilets they don't seem to get clogged ever, So that's my 2 cents there. And they're reasonably priced. That's the other thing. They're very reasonably priced. They never get clogged, and and they're easy to install. They're so easy to install.
What brand was that?
The Champion brand, I can't remember. I'm sorry, but I'll get back with everybody with that and tell you exactly.
Our next question here. What resources would you suggest to get started in plastering? Leah is about the only good resource I can find on YouTube. The other YouTubers stink. Is there any training manuals or associations? ? Well, we do know a plaster that's been on this show, / drywaller. What was it? Was that John, Leah?
John? I don't know who you're talking about.
Who's the individual that we had on this way back when who only does drywall and plastering?
Man, I'm having a senior moment.
Or maybe it's Paul. Is it Paul?
Something, what is it? Drywall tube, Paul Peck.
Paul Peck, there we go. Thank you. I knew I wasn't fading that bad, right? Yes, I'd say try Paul Peck because I have actually used his channel in the past, and that's all he does. All of his background is just plastering and drywall. So if you want to learn some skills, his channel is quite impressive as far as just general skill set of plastering and drywall repairs.
I do want to say this. There is a difference, okay? There's a difference between drywall and plastering. You'll find plasters who do drywall, but you seldom find drywallers that do plastering because it's totally different material. Let me just make a suggestion because I love Paul Peck. I do. I love some of the things that he's done, and his skim coating, fantastic. When it comes to plastering, my suggestion would be, I would check out YouTube. I would check out UK websites regarding plastering, because it's a lot bigger in the UK than it is in our country. Because, you have plastering, but you have more drywall here than you do have plastering. Yeah, in the UK, you have tons and tons and tons of older buildings. So you'd be a lot more successful if you Google plastering in the UK. And I'm sure it's going to lead you to resources that you can't find here.
There you go. Perfect. Next question. Should bathroom fan venting house be installed when traveling to roof vents? Mitch, you're an inspector. What have you seen in the past?
Okay, bathroom vent hoses be insulated. Yes, please do that. And here's the reason why. Okay, you're going to get this problem more in the winter when the hot, moist air from your bathroom is venting all the humid air that comes out of your shower. It's going to go up through that cold pipe that's in your attic. Guess what happens? Condensation will then start forming on the inside of the pipe before it exits. Okay, you might have a lot of attic up there. You might have 14 feet of hose, and then guess what? That condensation starts dripping back down. Don't be surprised if you start getting water dripping out of your bath fan. So the reason we insulate is you don't want the condensation to form on the inside of the ducting for your bath fan. So please insulate it. They sell kits for this. They come in rolls and they come in tubes. Put it on there, tape it up, and it's going to keep that dripping from happening. It can happen almost anywhere in the country. If it's cold in your attic and it's going to condensate, it's going to drip, and it's going to save you a lot of drywall damage and bath fan damage and rusting in the future. Yep. So please vent them. Same goes for dryers. Okay. That's warm, moist air that's going through there. So bath fans and dryer vents, get them insulated.
Perfect. Thank you, Mitch.
Hey, Brent, I want to say this. I want to interject this, and it has to do with the Champion toilet. I said I'd get back to folks. It's an American standard, okay? So that's American standard. I love it. Easy install and reasonably priced.
Perfect. Thank you for clarifying that. Any suggestions on how to successfully replace a garbage disposal? I figure this is something that everyone's dealt with, especially if you're a homeowner. So any suggestions?
Boy, that's a nasty job. I'll tell you, it is. But you know what? I would check first to just make certain that you need a new garbage disposal. I would just check the reset button. Just make certain. Sometimes you just have to, believe it or not, just turn it a little bit, hit the reset, and sometimes it'll engage.
You know what? It's such a good point because literally I had no idea there was some random reset button at the bottom of your garbage disposal, which no one really tells you when you buy a garbage disposal, but there is a reset button at the bottom. And there's been 2 times where my garbage disposal has stopped working. And just by pressing that simple little button at the bottom, completely fixed the issue that it had.
Yep.
So
That's
make sure
awesome.
you guys try that before you go out and purchase a new one.
That's great.
Here's one that's directed towards Mitch. Mitch, same for you. Is there any alternative to rekeying for a customer that wants 1 key or 3 doors?
Or 3 doors.
Oh,
So
I gotcha. Yeah, what he's probably has a main entry, garage door, back door, right? You got three different doors. Probably wants the same key for each one. Here's the problem you're going to run into. If those 3 different keys are all the same, different brands, you're going to have to want to probably go to the same brand. Okay. Here's the great thing. All the key companies, all the door lock companies, they know that this desire is out there. So you can actually go buy combos that you can get deadbolts and doorknobs all together. You can get a combo and they will come with the same key. Now, here's another thing. Let's say you want 3 of them and they only come in a dual combo. There is a code that comes on locks, okay? You'll look at the brand. Let's say it's Quickset. You can look at the brand, and on the back, they're going to have a sticker on there. That sticker will correspond with another doorknob that might be in the same package. Match those codes, and those keys will work for every one of those knobs and doorknobs and deadbolts in the same package. So an alternative is probably just to get, you can't rekey if they're different brands. It just doesn't happen. There's just no way to do it. And you'll see that on the blank keys, the way they go in, they just, there's no universal law that says all keys have to match. Okay. So that's the thing. It's easy to buy, easy to rekey them. And you know what? If your doors are sticking I mean, sorry, your doorknobs, deadbolts are sticking anyways. There's ways to fix that. But if they're past their time, go ahead, make sure you match the keys and the codes, and you can replace them all, and you don't have to go to a locksmith or anything like that.
There you go. Perfect timing too, Mitch, because our next contestant is, or slash winner is da-da-da, Ryan Berg.
Ryan, Mr. Berg, good job.
You are the winner of the skill circular saw that we're giving away every 10 minutes, everyone. So every 10 minutes, we're giving away another skill saw. So skill circular saw. So if you would like the circular saw, make sure you email me at brent@byottools.me and just please provide your full name as well as mailing address, and we will get it sent out to you. But with that, we should also just answer his question, since he had a good, interesting question too, which was nice. What was your favorite? I think it was, what was your favorite non-power tool?
I love a good set of chisels. I got to tell you, a good set of chisels.
Yeah,
That's my favorite.
nice and sharp. Yeah, very satisfying, right?
It's the sharpening process that I really love. That's what I enjoy.
Oh, there you go. How about you, Mitch?
Oh my gosh, a good set of screwdrivers. Seriously, once you find a good set and the tips aren't going to break off, those are the best ways to go. I mean, oh my gosh, we've all been there, right? Where it starts to chip a little bit and you're just like working that screw and you're like, I can see it. I can see that Phillips screw head just broke. Yeah, good set of screwdrivers. If you find a good, spend the money, get a good set. You're going to not regret it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what I'm looking. I'm in my garage right now, so I should just look behind me. Those are all power tools, but over here, you know what I have always found satisfying is just having a good quality framing hammer. I don't always get to use hammers in the projects I take on, but especially for the large framing projects I do, whether it's a deck or a shed or all those type of big projects that I take on, I always love taking out that nice solid framing hammer and have a nice swing at a few nails and some lumber along the way. So I'd say a quality framing hammer is always nice in my book.
Hey, I got to say something real quick. Somebody wrote, "Can I come shopping in Brent's garage?" I'm like, no, I want to go there first. Look at those tools. They're amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, and here's another thing. I gotta say this real quick. Have you ever done a video? And I know you two have seen this. You've done a video, and somebody's like, "Well, you're using that type of tool, so I don't trust you." Hey, everybody, it's okay to have multiple brands of tools in your garage. It's perfectly fine. Okay. If you find something that works, it's great. Yeah, I don't see just DeWalt. I see a couple of different brands, different colors up there.
I have DeWalt,
and he has his favorites.
DeWalt, Milwaukee, Makita, Bosch, Rigid. I even have a Ryobi. Yeah, shockingly. And Porter Cable. I'm not brand loyal. However, let's be honest, there is some more yellow in there, but they're also paying me a nice little sponsorship deal right now. So that's also a nice key element. They didn't sponsor me to say that, but guess what? It is nice to actually find a brand that actually sponsors you. I will provide another question that could get some comments and attention, and your thoughts I would love to hear, because this is going to be a unique one. Why don't they teach home improvement skills in schools anymore?
You know, that's a real big pet peeve of mine. You know, I think that it does students a disservice not to have shop in school. And a lot of schools are just STEM, you know, science and math and all like that. It just seems to be the focus now is those kinds of classes. And so you have a lot of young adults graduating from high school and college, and they don't know the first thing about how to maintain their homes once they do purchase. So I don't know why wood shop and has fallen to the wayside. I have no idea. you
Well,
know?
Leah, I'll tell you what happens is there's always going to be highs and lows when it comes to budgets, right? Budgets for schools. Unfortunately, when budgets get bad, the first thing they cut, shops classes. They cut auto shop, wood shop, metal shop. All of those are the first ones to go. Like you said, they're going to keep the math and science first, and they just don't teach the home improvement. Yeah. And
And
once
that's
they
why
cut
the
them,
trades,
it's hard to bring them back. Yeah.
they should bring them back, but that's why the trades are hurting right now. Apprenticeship programs, they can't find enough people to
No.
go through apprenticeship programs. And really, and you've heard me say this before, apprenticeship once you become a journeyman, that's the other 4-year degree. And the difference is there's no student debt. You go through an apprenticeship program for 4 years, you get your journeyman card, you're making really good money, and you didn't have to pay a dime for student loans. So
Yeah,
I don't
and
know. That's my 2 cents about it.
we could talk about this probably for another hour, but
Yeah.
as a dyslexic kid who hated school, but my favorite, literally my favorite classes was wood shop, metal shop, automotive, and that a lot of those programs are taken away. It's pretty insane to think about. But
It's
the,
crazy.
the beautiful thing is the fact that there's so much value in those trades because they are unique. And if you do have an interest in those realms, again, YouTube is an amazing learning tool that you can
Yeah.
teach yourself all these amazing skill sets and then make yourself a living, even if you aren't specifically in the trades. There's so many different avenues in the trades, and if there's so much worry these days about, oh, are jobs going to disappear with AI and that sort of stuff, which they eventually will take over in certain circumstances. But the one area that I have zero worry about is those tradespeople in the trades with AI and all these other technologies taking over. I guarantee you that the AI won't be taking away any labor jobs anytime soon.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right about that. That's for certain.
Speaking of which, how valuable has YouTube been to you in learning your home improvement skills? Ooh.
Um, uh, my home improvement skills?
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
trying to.
Well, Leah, this question really isn't for you, I guess, because you were in the trades before you even really started YouTube, and you had been in the trades for decades, or at least for a decade or
Oh, that's
two.
right. I had to
And
think about. You're right. You're
so
giving away
this
my age there, Brent.
so this is a poignant.
Decades,
This is more of a
decades
poignant.
before YouTube.
A millennia.
It's all
So
good, man.
this
It's
is
all
a
good. But
very
that's
poignant
that's
question
true.
for me because this was a huge factor of who I am and what I do today, because I bought a house back in 2010 and I did have a construction background at that time, but I didn't know how to fix an entire house by myself. So I started using YouTube to learn everything. And that's when I fell in love with YouTube. And that's also partially why I also am a YouTuber or a content creator, because I couldn't find a video on a specific subject after using YouTube for years and years. And I said to my girlfriend at the time, now wife, maybe I should do a YouTube video to help someone else out because YouTube's helped me so much and I can't find this video anywhere. So it is fun to see that full circle of me learning via YouTube for years and years, and then now I get to teach people how to build for years and years.
Oh, that's pretty cool, man. That's a pretty cool story.
Yeah, we all have a journey, right?
Absolutely. Listen, folks, if you're just now joining us, we're giving away a circular saw every 10 minutes. And the way you can be entered is simply just make a comment in the comments, because Brent is selecting by random someone every 10 minutes. And that's the only way you can win. Plus, it's got to be during the live stream. And so that's really important for me to say for folks that will watch the live stream after once it ends. It's only for people during the live stream currently. So what do we got, Brent?
He's pulling up another question. It's going to be a good one, I bet.
What's the feeling about metal roofs? Is it a go, or would you rather stay with shingles, asphalt shingles?
What do you say, Mitch?
Boy, I'll tell you what. It depends on your area, right? Where you're living and everything. Metal roofs, though, will last a lifetime. I've seen people put on metal roofs. I had to go inspect them, and I'll tell you what. I've made the comment, this roof will be here long after you're gone. I don't mean to sound so dark. Boy, I bet you you'll see a lot of metal roofs, okay? Where I'm at in California, you're going to see them up in the mountains. They want the snow to slide right off of there. They want it to get off of there. It's going to be a steeper roof, and it's going to last forever. Here's the thing about metal roofs, though. It's loud. Okay, during a storm, hailstorm, or anything like that, it is loud. You can insulate your attic. You can what we call insulate the deck, which is right underneath the sheathing on your deck and everything. But boy, oh boy, is it loud. It's just pump, 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 and stuff like that. So different values. Metal roofs, make sure they're sealed correctly. You're going to probably want a professional to put it on. Just make sure that. The shingles, though, it depends. They got shingles now, what we call presidential shingles. Those last forever. I mean, I think I went out last month, did an inspection on a shingled roof, and they had shingles on there, and it was a 50-year warranty.
Yeah, I've seen those. I've seen those. Yeah.
Me? You're telling me that I will, if I lived in that house, by the time I get ready to claim a warranty, I won't be around. So yeah, they're really thick and everything like that. And they change them now. We have what's called the cool roof shingles. They're not as great as they used to be, but it's great. So that's my thoughts. Metal roofs, shingle roofs, depends where you live and the purpose of it.
There you go. Awesome. So we're a little past our circular saw giveaway, but we'll still get it in there. So the next winner is Mama Moore. Mama Moore, you are the next winner of our Skill Circular Saw giveaway. And if you would like to receive it, make sure you email me at brent@byotools.me. Please provide your full name as well as address, and we will make sure it gets shipped out to you.
Hey, Brent.
Yes.
I think that we're probably coming to close to the end of the live stream. How long have we been on?
We've been on 52 minutes. So yeah, I figured we'd go at least an hour.
So why don't we take 10 more minutes worth of questions and then give away our last circular saw? How's that sound to you?
That sounds perfect. Hey, also Mitch, next question. This is one for you since this is definitely based upon what you noted earlier. Any specific brand for screwdrivers?
Oh my gosh. Oh boy, I hate to say what not to get. I'd hate for some brand to be watching right now. You said not to buy our brand anymore.
Stick with the ones you would suggest.
Okay. Nothing like the Craftsman. Oh my gosh. Wait, I got a question. That's Sears, correct? That was their brand. Are they still? Yes.
So Craftsman went to Lowe's.
Yes.
Lowe's now.
That's right. Those are the best screwdrivers. They've been around 60, 70 years or something. There was nothing like when I was a kid, one time going with my grandfather to Sears and how excited he was to pick up a new set of Craftsman screwdrivers. They are the best. So that is awesome. But hey, is there okay? I saw in the comment section a question and I can answer it. Would that be okay if you don't have to put it up? Can I answer it real quick?
Go for it.
Absolutely.
One of the questions I saw was, why don't the solar companies put solar panels on mobile homes? Well, I'll tell you right now, and they'll tell you too. Unfortunately, when you do solar panels on a roof, you have to turn those plans into your local building department. They will not allow solar panels on mobile homes because mobile homes are built to be light, to be transported. Unfortunately, they don't build those roofs strong enough to change from the dead weight and the live weight over to solar panels. So that's the reason. If you do have a mobile home and you have a little bit of extra yard out there, my suggestion is to go to a ground mounted solar system, and that will help you guys out. Okay. If it's possible, go to ground mounted. That way it's not on the roof, but that's the reason. Unfortunately, I do the plan checks at my local jurisdiction, my local building department, and we just can't allow them on mobile homes. They just can't handle the weight.
Yep. Well, that's interesting. I never knew that. Thank you.
Yep.
Leah, here's one for you. Have you gotten used to the humidity yet? Or the humid atmosphere?
Well, it's you can't get used to it. I don't know. No. You know, everybody talks about, well, you've got to have air conditioning. Well, yeah, you do. You have to have air conditioning, but I'm having a hard time. I'm just glad that there's a pool here at the house. So, yeah,
That does help, right?
it helps a whole lot.
Here's another one for you, Mitch, based upon what we discussed earlier. Aren't metal roofs hot?
They sure are. They are hot. And of course, on the south side, they're going to get even hotter. So if you're going to put a metal roof on, I recommend, if it's off, now's the perfect time to order and get some more insulation, especially if it's blow-in insulation in your attic. And I also recommend insulating under the roof deck. They also have radiant barrier sheathing. Okay. So if you have to replace the sheathing underneath your metal roof, get the radiant barrier sheathing. It's going to lower the temperature in your attic 20, 25 degrees. Okay. So if you're going to go to a metal roof, make sure you get some extra insulation up there. Blowing in insulation is cheap, and you will get your money back within a year. I promise on the energy savings, you'll get your money back within a year. Okay. And you can do it yourself. If you've ever been walking through Home Depot, they rent the tool. Okay. Here's the thing. They say if you buy, it's 15 bags or 20 bags of insulation, you get the tool for free. Okay. Home Depot's going to be so mad at me. Buy the 15 bags. Okay. Rent the machine for free. Okay. Use it. If you have any bags left over, return the machine, return the bags to a different Home Depot. You're going to be fine. You got the machine for free. They just wanted to sell the insulation. Okay. So
wait, so where do you suggest buying the insulation?
Oh, you can get it at Home Depot, Lowe's, anywhere. I mean, and you know what? If you don't want to rent the machine that grinds it up and sprays it in, no joke, you can go up there, make sure you mask up and everything, and you can just throw it in there yourself. You really can. Take the time and do it. It's all about how much layering you have, okay? If you have bad insulation up there, throw it on top of that. It's fine. Leave it in there. Just do it. Yeah. So, yes, metal roofs are hot, but you can counteract that with more insulation in your attic and more venting. You can put some more venting in.
I love that. What brand of paint is best?
Fine Paints of Europe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what was that really expensive brand that you suggested way back when?
Wait,
So
here's the
expensive.
thing. I love Fine Paints of Europe. I love it. Now, yes, it's probably about $120 a gallon now, but man, the oil-based paint, it's beautiful. It's the most beautiful paint I've ever worked with.
Wow.
So I know most people aren't going to go out and spend $120 for a gallon of paint, but if you can, you may want to check Fine Paints of Europe out because it's just an incredible paint.
Yeah. The one thing we've noticed over the years, unfortunately, the paint prices, like everything else, has skyrocketed. So you're going to see paint per gallon. It is expensive, everybody. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. Yeah. So go with a good brand. Good price. Yep.
I'd love to actually. Excuse me. Sorry. Last question, I'd say, Leah, since we're already at 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Good question for the insulation aspect is, do you suggest spray foam insulation or rolled fiberglass insulation? Because I have seen a lot of information about spray foam and it's not all good.
Hmm.
It's costly as well. So
Yeah.
that's just it. It's very, very costly. And I'm not certain about those chemicals and gearing up to spray it. And
Have you seen anything of issue, Mitch, on the on your side of things?
Well, nobody's using it really in my area. They're not using spray foam very much. Okay. Again, like Leah said, home builders are trying to cut prices. And so spray foam is not where it's at. I will say this though. And if I'm giving the wrong information, I apologize, but it was a study that was done years ago. I believe it was in the Boise, Idaho area. There was a subdivision that was going in. They did an experiment. I believe it was on one side of the street. They did regular bat insulation. On the other side of the street, they did spray foam insulation. Both of them filled the cavities of the 2x6 walls, had the same R value. After 1 year, they noticed that the homes that had the spray foam had lower energy costs. What happens is the spray foam fills every nook and cranny in there and keeps the keeps the air penetration down. But it was more expensive to put the spray foam in, okay, than the bat insulation. But excuse me, the problem with this study was, unfortunately, the bat insulation on the homes was on the windward side where all the storms were coming from the
that's
north.
interesting.
The other spray foam insulation was on the south side or something like that, where the other homes blocked it. It wasn't a good, in the scientific method, it wasn't the best thing to have a case study and stuff like that. But I'm concerned because Brent is saying that he's heard some stuff. What are your concerns on this? What are you seeing out there that caused pause for you?
I've heard some like moisture issues and some because the fact that it traps in everything.
Yep.
Because it's
Everything.
watertight basically. And so I've heard of some type of moisture and mold issues because of it.
That makes sense, though.
So
That
the
does
best
make
place
sense.
to do something like that would be in a drier climate where you're
Yeah.
not going to worry. We're talking Southwest United States, stuff like that, possibly Florida, possibly like where Brent lives up in Washington. Not the best place for spray foam. Yep.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. Anyways, should we get on to our last and final winner?
Let's
Ooh,
take
who's it
one
gonna
more.
be?
Let's just take one more
She wants
question.
one more.
Okay,
This
let
is
me
Leah.
see.
She loves to
No.
educate, and so
No,
she wants to
I'm gonna-
answer all your
I
questions.
just,
I'm
I
writing
just,
down the winner so we don't forget them, but
Okay.
we'll make sure we do it.
we had a lot of
Anyways,
questions I feel like we didn't get to. So let's just take one more, Brent.
No, totally. Let me just find one.
Hey, I tell you what, next time we do something like this, we need to do like a round robin, just put questions up, boom, 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 and just answer as much as we can.
I think you're probably right about that. Yeah,
That's what they're here for. They're
let's
here to hear
do that.
Leah. Yeah.
No, to hear us all, my friend. And by the way, I feel really left out because I didn't wear a red hat.
I didn't have one, and then I saw Brent had one on, and I'm like, I messaged my wife, go get me my Santa hat.
Okay, well this is an interesting one just because I don't know the question or the answer to this either, but it's still relatable to paint. Are decade-old gallons of paint still good?
You know what? It depends. It depends on a couple things. Latex tends to go bad. You know, you can open up a can of latex and it molds, but
Yep.
oil-based, I've seen old cans of oil-based paint that was perfectly fine 10, 15, 20 years later. So I think it has a lot to do with the quality of the paint and how the paint can was sealed. So that's my 2 cents there.
Yep, exactly. I know this surprises people. I've opened up cans of latex paint, and I'm like, why is there mold in here? Usually what happens is I'll go to fix somebody's house, and they're like, oh, I have the paint. Wasn't sealed properly. And I'll tell right away, if I pick up a can of paint and there's no movement inside, that paint is done. It is solid. It just didn't seal correctly. So always, and here's a good suggestion because of the paint. Make sure you write down and keep those labels, okay? The color you use, everything, the pigment that was used. If you need to match it, that way the paint store will be able to help you out. Yeah.
That's a great one. Anyways, Leah, do you want another question or are we good?
Well, why do you put it that way? Is
Well,
there something
because
else?
well, no, because you said you wanted to keep going with questions. So do you want to keep on going?
You know, man, I love it when we get online together, the three of us, and we answer. I have such a blast. I don't want it to end. At the end of this live stream, there's work for me. I got to go back to work.
She's
I got to go back to work. I'm working, I'm working on a project. And so I guess I'm being a little selfish there.
Hey, Leah,
Anyway.
I gotta tell you,
I guess that means that we have to give away the last winner because we need to make sure that Leah gets back to work.
Leah, I gotta tell you, watching your videos, the ugly house progressing, when I was down there last year and just seeing those cabinets go in from cabinet.com and everything, I'm just like, wow. I don't know.
But Mitch, you were here this year. It was this year. It wasn't last year. You were here this summer.
It was, oh my gosh, time's flying.
Yeah, it was just a few months ago.
Was it really? No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
Time's going super slowly.
Yeah. But I will say, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh boy.
So what do we got? Do we still have time for a few people just to get in real quick? Or did you pull? Oh, you already pulled the name.
Well,
okay.
Why don't I give away our last winner? And then if there's a few more questions, we can go from there. How about that?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, the last winner is James Daly. James Daly, you are the winner of a skill circular saw. And if you'd like to have it and get it shipped out to you, make sure you email us at brent@bytools.me. Please provide your full name as well as mailing address, and I will make sure that it gets sent out to you.
Good job. Congratulations, everybody.
Yeah. No, we've had so many comments and not just questions. We have so many people just talking back and forth in our comment section, which is actually quite entertaining. And I think I'll just have to go through this at a later date too and just see all the comments going through.
I know.
And you know what I love? This is a great community. It's just a great community. Yeah.
And you know what I love about your viewers, Leah, is I see some of them helping and answering other people's questions.
Right. They do. That's why I said
it's like you said, it's a great community. That's what they're trying to do. Yeah.
That's right. Here's another question. How to clean grout between floor tiles. This is something that I think anyone can use.
Yep.
Well, you know what? There are a couple different things that I've found that works really, really well. And that is vinegar. Is it 15%, 30% vinegar? 30% vinegar is not the kind of vinegar that you purchase in the grocery store. You have to go to a hardware store to purchase it because it's an industrial white vinegar and it's 30%. You're supposed to dilute it, but I got to tell you, a couple times I've used it straight out of the bottle and could not believe the results that I got from just using 30% vinegar. And then, of course, the other thing is Dawn dish detergent with rubbing alcohol and water and using a brush to scrub the grout that way. That cleans it up real nice too. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hey, Brent, are you able to put your email back up? Somebody had mentioned, I think our last winner. Could you put your email back up for the winner on that last one?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
I just want to make sure I get to this last question.
Oh, of course. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. I'll remember it. So again, Brent at BYOTools.me. But thank you for catching that, Mitch.
No problem.
Anyways, I don't know where that question went, of course, but I do remember it. So the question was, is luxury vinyl plank really 100% waterproof?
Is it really waterproof or water resistant? Was that the question? I saw the same one.
Yeah. So I can attest to what I have used in the past because there are a few different ones. Most of the time with luxury vinyl plank, yes, it is 100% waterproof. The thing is, you need to make sure that the water, if there is a large spill, that the water dissipates quickly so it doesn't create mold underneath it. And I've had issues in the past with this basement that I'm in. It's a daylight basement, which means I have 5 feet of earth that's basically, right here to me. And I've had issues in this house because when it rains as well as snow, there's snow melt, the water table rises so high that the water literally starts seeping through the slab on grade. And so I've had to bring in large humidifiers and fans just to dissipate the water that's underneath the luxury vinyl plank and make sure it dissipates quickly. Otherwise, there's going to be mold.
I've heard a lot of people who like the vinyl luxury planking decide to go with the glue down vinyl luxury planking so that it's adhered to the surface and there's no opportunity for moisture to get in between the substrate and the plank, So, but not all luxury vinyl planking, it can be glued down. It's just, you know what I'm saying? That's the downside to that.
Yeah, some of them have that soft base to them, so you can't hear that down properly, at least in a proper way. but if the fun thing about that issue with the slab on grade, though, is that I finally, hopefully, got it fixed for good, because the video that I'll be posting here on Monday is how I actually paid a professional company come out, jackhammer out a hole in my garage, and we literally did this crazy 3-tiered sump pump system and pumped it out of the house. So it was an expensive project. It was the only one that's been on my channel that I personally didn't do all the work for.
Okay.
But I wanted to make sure it was done correctly.
Was there a French drain in the garage?
No.
No? Okay. I'm just curious.
Yeah. I wish.
Yeah, I hear you, my friend. I've been in that garage. It's on the end of a slope.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
cool. Look forward to that video on Monday. That's great.
Well, Brent, let's take one more and then let's wrap it up, buddy. What do you say?
All right, let me try and find one more. You guys can talk amongst yourself for a minute.
All right. What do you got coming up, Mitch? Mitch, can you tell? I'm sorry.
I'm going to try to get that video out for that Winter Wonderland as soon as I can. So
that was an outstanding job.
Project. Yeah. Actually, it was on the news.
I know you sent me the link and I loved it, man. I loved it.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a lot of fun. I'll tell you, Leah, you know what the crazy thing was? I was sitting there. It was 5:30 in the morning, and I thought they were just recording it. And the reporter, she's sitting there shaking her head, and she said, "Okay, hey, did you know we're going live?" And I said, "Wait, live?" And she said, "Yeah, we're going live." And I said, "Oh, I thought this was like recorded and edited." She's like, "Nope." And we got 30 seconds, and it was 5:30 in the morning. It was only about 38 degrees outside, and I was sweating. So,
you did a great job, my friend. You did a terrific job. It's funny because I just assumed that it was evening, and here it was first thing in the morning.
5:30 in the morning. Yeah, it was great. I loved it. It was cool.
Mitch, where can people find you? Where can folks find?
Oh, you can go to if you go on TikTok or Instagram, it's Goodlyearth, or you can just search my name, Mitch Couch. I don't know why, but TikTok alternates between my name, Mitch Couch, and Goodlyearth. Depends on what day I log on. So you can also go to my YouTube channel. That's Goodlyearth also. I love it.
Sounds good, my friend. Brent, what do you say?
Sorry, I was having a hard time trying to find a new question that I haven't seen as of yet, but I did find one that we haven't gotten to. It's actually kind of a unique one.
Okay.
Anyways, should solar panels be installed by mandate on all new builds?
That's an interesting question. And you know what? Mitch is the perfect person to answer that, considering he's an inspector and he deals with, new buildings and homes all the time.
If you live in the state of California, you cannot get away from it. If you build a new home, you are going to be putting on solar panels. It is required by law. There's no way around it. And I will tell you this, I'm sorry, my California friends, in the next 2 years, they're going to roll out a new code cycle. Not only will you be putting on solar panels, more than likely you will also be installing battery backups. Okay.
Wait, are you talking about homes that, not just new homes? You're talking about
New
homes
builds.
that are just new builds?
Every new home that is built has to have solar panels. And in the next 2 years, you're more than likely going to have solar panels, and you are going to have battery backups. So here's the thing. Should solar panels be installed by mandate on all new builds? No. And here's the reason. We have a housing crisis, and houses are too expensive. Solar panels are adding $30,000 to $50,000 to the price of a home. Okay. So and it takes many years to get that money back. Where Leah lives, solar panels are a great idea. Where I live, they're a great idea. Where Brent lives, where there's sometimes a lack of sun, sometimes solar panels do not make a good idea. It's going to depend on your area. I love freedom of choice, right? Where you can put solar panels on anywhere and anytime you want. When you mandate anything, guess what? It causes the price to go up. So when it was an option to put solar panels on, you could get them at an affordable rate. In the state of California, once they made them required, the price doubled. Because
that's crazy.
Yeah. So no, I don't believe they should be mandated. But here's the thing. When California goes one way, the rest of the nation usually follows. So sorry about that.
Maybe.
It's going to probably be required.
Yeah. So maybe some states. Unfortunately, I might be one of those. But as a proud American, I'd say freedom of choice is always preferred, especially when it comes to government. So
I understand. Yep. No, I don't like mandates telling you what you can and can't do to your own home to a certain point. There's reason there's codes. It's to keep us safe, keep us healthy. Solar panels don't keep us safe and they don't keep us healthy. So I don't believe they should be mandated.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good question to go off on.
Well, folks, I want to thank everybody for coming. Mitch, thanks. Brent, it's always nice to see you. And congratulations to our winners. And I want to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all the folks that came and joined our live stream today. So have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas and a happy holiday.
Sounds amazing. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. So great to see you guys.